What if I told you you could lose fat twice as fast just by doing 10 simple things before you even start your fat loss journey? That's exactly how I was able to go from over 30% body fat down to 10% body fat in just 6 months. And not only that, it's the same system I've used to help my clients lose over 30 pounds of fat and actually keep it off. Here's the thing, most people start their fat loss journey completely unprepared. They cut calories, start smashing cardio, and hope for the best. But 2 weeks in, they're burnt out, hungry, and frustrated. And that's because they never actually prepared their body or their mind to lose fat properly. But if you take just a little bit of time to set yourself up before you start, to build your foundation, to prime your metabolism, and to create structure, then everything changes. The results come faster, the process feels smoother, and you finally stop rebounding back to square one. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 10 things you must do before starting your fat loss phase to optimize fat loss, to speed up your results, and to actually keep the physique you work for. And number 7 is really going to shock you, so make sure to watch till the end. Number 1 is set a clear target. Having a clear target gives you direction, it gives you purpose. Without it, you'll drift, and when you drift, you'll lose your focus. Now look, your target doesn't have to be extreme. You don't need to aim to get shredded or lose 40 pounds in 2 months. It just needs to be realistic, something you can stick to. For example, 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week is a great fat loss rate. So if you're 200 pounds, then aim to lose between 1 to 2 pounds per week. That's sustainable. And more importantly, it's trackable. When you have a target like that, you'll know whether you're on track or not. And that's how you stay accountable. And that brings me on to the next point, which is have a clear plan. Most people go into fat loss with no real structure. They just decide, I'm going to eat healthier and train harder. But they have no idea what that looks like day to day. You need to know exactly what you're doing. So how many times you're training, what type of training you'll do, roughly what you'll be eating, how much you'll be eating, and how long you'll do it for. When you don't plan it out, you'll wing it. And when you wing it, you'll end up quitting the moment things get inconvenient. So sit down and write out your plan before you start. So how many meals will you have each day? What's your calories and macros? What training plan will you follow? What's your target step count? And what will be your sleep schedule? Lack of planning is failing to prepare. And if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail. The people who plan are the people who win because they know exactly what to expect. Number 3 is build a realistic time frame. Now this one's crucial, but most people go wrong here because they underestimate how long fat loss actually takes. They want results in 4 weeks, but when realistically the body needs 12. So before you even start, give yourself enough time to actually make progress. So if you've got around 20 to 40 pounds to lose, then give yourself 4 to 6 months minimum. And if you've got around 10 to 15 pounds to lose, then 6 to 8 weeks might be fine. When you set realistic expectations, you won't be constantly disappointed or tempted to quit because unexpected events generally tend to always occur, like work meetings in other countries or cities, having the flu, things like that which can push you back a couple of weeks. So it's important to factor those in and build a realistic timeline. Understand that fat loss isn't meant to be rushed. It's not a competition of who can lose the most amount of fat in the quickest time. If you go in with the mindset of I'll get this done properly, not I'll get this done quickly, then you'll get better results that actually last. So remember, have a timeline, not a deadline. The next step is to set up your environment for success. If your home, your fridge, your surroundings are full of temptation, then you're already making it harder for yourself. Before you begin, clean out your environment. So remove the junk food, the snacks, the trigger foods that make you overeat, and instead stock up your fridge and cupboard with whole foods, so lean protein, fruits, vegetables, eggs. Most of the time people end up snacking because it's there, it's accessible. If you take away the access, then you take away the will. Also, plan your environment for movement. So keep your gym bag ready next to the door and add walks into your calendar and set reminders to go for them. Make it as easy as possible to make good choices and as hard as possible to make bad ones. When your environment supports your goals, you'll find it so much easier to stay consistent. Next is to clean up your diet. So before jumping into calorie deficit, make sure to clean up your diet first. But don't go straight from eating junk food to perfectly clean overnight. You'll hate it and honestly it won't last. Start by making small changes step by step. So first maybe cut out the processed foods, then the refined sugars, then alcohol. And once you've cut out things that are holding you back, then start making changes to your nutrition. Focus on whole nutrient-dense foods, so things like chicken, fish, eggs, fruits, veggies, rice, oats, potatoes. And once you've been eating clean for a week or two, then it'll be easy to move into a calorie deficit without feeling restricted. The goal before fat loss starts is to make better eating your normal. That way when you do go into a deficit, it doesn't feel like a massive change. It's just a small adjustment with portion sizes. Step number 6 is to resistance train consistently. Now this is a big one. Before you start cutting calories, you need to be lifting weights consistently. You see, resistance training helps build and maintain muscle, which gives your body that shape and structure, and also helps boost your metabolism. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning you'll burn more calories at rest. If you go into a calorie deficit without lifting weights, then you'll lose muscle along with fat, and that's what will give you that flat or skinny fat look. So before you start dieting, get at least 4 to 6 weeks of consistent strength training in. So get your form right, build your base, and get comfortable in the gym. That way, when you do enter your fat loss phase, your body is ready to hold on to muscle while burning fat efficiently. Without resistance training, then prepare to look like a saggy potato. Step number 7 is to prime your metabolism, if your metabolism is already slow. Now this goes hand in hand with resistance training, and it's what I call metabolic priming. Basically, before you start your fat loss phase, you want to bring your metabolism to its best possible state, and that means eating enough calories, training hard, getting quality sleep, managing stress, and staying consistent with daily movement. If you've been eating super low calories for months already, your metabolism is probably suppressed, or it's just slow due to years of inactivity. So if you then jump to another extreme diet or start doing hours of cardio every day, then it's not going to work because you'll burn out very quickly. So spend 4 to 8 weeks eating at maintenance or slightly above, training hard, training consistently, and getting stronger before you start your cut. And this primes your body, so your hormones are balanced, your metabolism is responsive, and when you do start your cut and drop calories, you'll see results immediately. Next is to track your maintenance calories. This one's a non-negotiable, so before you start your cut, you need to know how much you need to eat to maintain your current body weight. If you don't know your maintenance calories, then you're just guessing, and when you guess, you'll usually cut too hard too soon, meaning you'll lose weight fast, but then you'll hit a wall and crash. So spend 10 to 14 days eating at maintenance and monitoring your weight. And if your weight stays the same, then that means that's your maintenance calories. And once you've got that number, then you can subtract around 400 to 500 calories to start your deficit. And to figure out your maintenance calories, you'll need to use a calorie calculator. Now this will give you an estimate, but should be of high accuracy. So take this number, eat this amount of calories every single day for a couple of weeks, and if your weight stays the same, then you know for sure that's your maintenance level. And this approach makes fat loss predictable, no guesswork and no surprises. Moving on to number 9, which is to get your mindset right. Before you start, you need to make sure you're mentally ready, because fat loss isn't just physical, it's mental, it's emotional, and it will test your consistency and willpower. If you're already stressed, unmotivated, and not in the right headspace, then you're going to struggle. You can't force your way through a fat loss phase with low energy and no focus. So take a week or 2 to get into the right mindset. Start believing and visualizing what you want. Train your mind to think more positively. Build small wins. So nail your routine. Start sleeping better. Start training. Get your mind and your habits aligned before you start dieting. And the final point is build structure around your day. If your days are unorganized, then your fat loss will be unorganized. You can't expect results from a process that has no structure. So before you start, create a schedule. So decide what time you'll train, what time you'll eat, when you'll sleep, when you'll walk. Plan your day in a way that supports your goals, not works against them. When you have structure, the process becomes automatic. You don't waste time and energy thinking about what to do. You just do it. I always have a similar structure for my day, meaning I would train and walk in the morning, I would eat at a similar time every day, I would walk again in the evening, and get to bed at pretty much the same time every night. And this helps me to create predictability, and that's how I'm able to stay consistent long term. So those are the 10 things you must do before you start your fat loss phase if you want to make the process faster, easier, and more sustainable. And to recap, number 1 is to set a target. Number 2, have a plan. Number 3, build a realistic timeline. Number 4, prepare your environment. Number 5, clean up your diet. Number 6, resistance train consistently. Number 7, prime your metabolism. Number 8, track maintenance calories. Number 9, get your mindset right. And number 10, build structure around your day. If you can get these things dialed in before you start, I promise you, fat loss will feel smoother, your body will respond faster, and you won't be one of these people who burn out after a couple of weeks. Remember, fat loss isn't just about what you do during the diet, it's also about how well you prepare for it. And if you enjoyed the video, guys, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down to my channel. And if you want to know the 4 fat loss phases you must go through to get lean and get shredded, then make sure to go watch this video next.